There's a framework I've found really helpful called the ABCD, which helps me think about my strategic planning, be it for an organisation or a country or a big project or a small project. And a quick example of how I applied it to me was that I found as someone in my 50s that I wanted to lose some weight, not enough exercise. So I used this model to go, right, why is this happening? What's my vision for the long term? Where am I now and what am I going to do about it? My awareness was getting pretty clear around why I needed to do that. My baseline, which was where am I now, I could weigh myself, I could look at my eating patterns and identify some things I wanted to change. In the back of my mind, I had the vision of what success looked like, which was to lose, say, 10 kilos. And I then began to get creative around how I would do that. And as a result, I decided on some things, and I found myself giving up grains, giving up sugar, replacing them with other foods, not focusing on exercise, and I got some coaching support. Now, as my awareness changed through the experience of that, I was amazed because I lost 5 kilos in the first month, and as a result of that, it changed my awareness again and enabled me to imagine losing even more weight than I thought was possible. So this ABCD is a really great framework to think about quite a complex problem in.
Having a simple model like ABCD is particularly useful when you're working with organisations because it gives you a very simple framework that involves a number of steps you can work through. If I think about an organisation like Tourism Holdings Limited, which operates the camper vans and Kiwi Experience bus in New Zealand, we think about the vision that they first articulated once they became aware of the true nature and challenges of sustainability. And that included a zero waste goal, and it included a vision of a business that was no longer dependent upon fossil fuels. And once that vision was in place, of course, the next thing the organisation needed to do was to undertake some very serious benchmarking and measurement to understand where are we starting from, how are we currently doing. That then shows the gap or creates the tension between where they are now and where they really want to be in the future. The next step is to think about what are all the creative solutions that we can use to find ways to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels as a business that's essentially completely reliant on them. Now, they don't have the answers to all of those yet, but they're beginning to think more creatively about what those solutions are, listing them out, and deciding upon what the priorities are. And for them at the moment, that is investing in alternative approaches and work that is looking to develop alternative fuels that will be able to replace diesel and petrol over the mid to long term. So we can see how a simple framework like ABCD gives us a number of steps that we can work through, either individually or as an organisation, to begin to think about a plan and some actions that will take us where we want to go.